job is to introduce Ned Davis, Executive Director for the Friends and Foundation of RPL. Ned was hired in the fall of 2010, just before official meetings began, to discuss merging the Friends of the Rochester Public Library, founded in 1953, and the Rundell Library Foundation, founded in 1988. The goal was to more effectively support the library with increased fundraising and expanded programming. As Ned will share with us, FFRPL has absolutely exceeded that goal and is now celebrating a decade of growth. As you know, FFRPL raises funds, presents programs, supports special projects, helps to create specialized spaces, and purchases supplemental materials and equipment for the Rochester Public Library. The growth in each and every one of these areas over the last 10 years is tremendous. In the 10 years of Ned's leadership, FFRPL has transferred more than $6.3 million to the library in direct financial support, enabling thousands of programs and projects, and our endowment has more than tripled from $3.6 million to more than $11 million to support the library both today and tomorrow. In 2016, Davis was elected to represent FFRPL at the American Library Association's United for Library, supporting library trustees, advocates, friends, and foundation. In 2018, Davis was honored with the New York Library Association's Intellectual Freedom Award in recognition of decades of engaging, controversial, and vital Friends and Foundation programs. It is my honor and pleasure to present Ned Davis.
Hello friends, I'm Ned Davis. Welcome to this virtual version of our annual Publisher Circle Library Celebration. I miss seeing you all inside our beautiful building, but this year has been pretty unbelievable. So until we next meet again in person, please enjoy this virtual hug from me. Now, here's something else I find hard to believe. This fall closes my 10th year as Executive Director of the Friends and Foundation of the Rochester Public Library. And I still feel now, as I did back in October 2010, when I helped merge the Friends of RPL, founded in 1953, and the Rundell Library Foundation, founded in 1988, that it is an honor to be part of such a vital organization, knowing that we are having an ongoing positive impact on our beloved library and the community that it serves. Now, this past year, the library asked us for critical support in many unexpected ways, and I'm proud to say we rose to the challenge and met all our fiscal year promises thanks to you. We are deeply grateful to our donors' outpouring of support that allowed us to assist the library in helping patrons carry on with their lives during the closure. It has been my privilege to work with you, our loyal donors and supporters, and thanks to your continued loving generosity and desire to improve our shared community, FFRPL is able to help make a great library into an extraordinary library. Now, every year for the past decade, we've expanded the depth and breadth of our support, raising funds, presenting programs, supporting special projects, helping to create specialized spaces, and purchasing supplemental materials and equipment for the Rochester Public Library. Now, looking back, I can confidently say that it has been a decade of growth for FFRPL, and I am pleased to have this opportunity to share some of the highlights from the last 10 years, as well as a closer look at the fiscal year we just closed and a peek at what's to come. Hint, there will be masks.
Welcome to the Publisher Circle Virtual Library Celebration. I'm going to give you a very quick overview of highlights of some of the many ways that FFRPL has been able to help the Rochester Public Library in the last 10 years, thanks to your support. As Mr. Hamilton said, in the last 10 years, we've been able to transfer more than $6.3 million in library support and triple our endowment investment fund to $11 million, thanks to you. So, fiscal year 2010-11, the Rundell Library Foundation hired me, Ned Davis, as executive director, and talks began immediately about merging with the Friends of the Rochester Public Library. That year, we also paid the first grants from the Harold Hacker Fund for the Advancement of Libraries, supporting innovative projects and librarian professional development. The fund is named for the founder of the Monroe County Library System. The next year, we began new online fundraising in support of the library with the Eastman House's Photo Finish 5K and the first Rock the Day 24 Hours of Giving campaign. That year, we also sponsored the inaugural Art of the Book exhibit for the library's 100th anniversary. We've continued that support every year since Art of the Book has now grown to an international exhibition and competition. In fiscal year 2012-13, the New York State Attorney General finally approved the merger of the Friends and Foundation after 2 years. We began our ongoing support of the Raising a Reader program, which provides weekly bags of books at Central Library and off-site to parents of children 0 to 5 and shows them how to read with their children. We initiated Conversations on Race, facilitated small discussion groups held in libraries throughout Monroe County from 2012 to 2018, and sponsored the national exhibit Pride and Passion, the African American Baseball Experience at Central. The next year, we sponsored Al-Mutanabi Street Starts Here at the Central Library, an international exhibit in response to the bombing of a historical booksellers market in Iraq, which drew about 20,000 visitors to the library during its run. And we also began our annual collaboration with Writers and Books to bring Rochester Reads authors to Central. In 2014-15, along with the local history and genealogy division, we created an exhibit and program series on the Rochester Race Riots and Rebellion of July 1964, and created our behind-the-scenes river-to-roof tours of the beautiful Rundle Memorial Building, and our ongoing program telling local paranormal tales, Spooky Stories in the Stacks. The next year, we launched the public phase of our $3.4 million capital campaign to renovate and revitalize the Central Library from collections to community. And with generous support from Robert and Georgiana Becker, we helped create the Walter F. Becker Digital History Center in the local history division, where families can research, create, and collaborate on historical projects. In 2016-17, we hosted our Diamond Jubilee celebration for our legacy book review series, Books Sandwiched In, which has been running continuously since 1956, as you can see in this incredible photograph. We also pioneered Central Library as a new presenting venue for the Rochester Fringe Festival. In 2017-18, we worked with the Monroe County Library System to bring star young adult novelist Rick Riordan to Kodak Center, drawing 1,700 teens, parents, and this dinosaur. We exceeded our $1.4 million fundraising goal for the capital campaign, and we helped Central present the first annual Anthony Mascioli Rainbow Dialogues, conversations contextualizing LGBTQ+ life in Rochester, and sponsored Central Library's suffrage centennial exhibit, Because of Women Like Her, Winning the Vote in New York State. In 2018-19, I received the New York Library Association's Intellectual Freedom Award in recognition of the Friends' decades of scintillating, provocative, and socially relevant programming. That year, we marked 20 years of support for the Carlson Center for Intellectual Property, sponsored the MCLS Libraries After Dark series, and also sponsored Central's exhibit Stonewall 50 Years Out with many community partners. So, last fiscal year, 2019-20, the final phase of our 5-year From Collections to Community Capital campaign ended with the creation of the Library Technology Center. And thanks to your support, we contributed more than $150,000 towards this phase. For special programs, the Frederick Douglass Family Initiatives, housed at the Central Library, welcomed National Book Award recipient Dr. Ibram X. Kendi to Rochester for a How to Be an Anti-Racist lecture. FFRPL and RPL co-sponsored the event and purchased 700 simultaneous ebook downloads of Kendi's How to Be an Anti-Racist in support of the program. Exhibits last year, we funded the acquisition of the U.S. Holocaust Memorial Museum's Deadly Medicine, Creating the Master Race, and we worked with the museum and library staff to offer related online programs when the library was forced to shut down soon after. For specialized spaces last year, the groundbreaking for the Rundle Terrace Revitalization Project began in March 2020. And thanks to your support, we raised $125,000 for a complimentary art installation, which will be coming next year. And we continued our support of beautiful library murals. Here is one recently done at the Arnett Branch Library. There's an overhead shot of the magnificent playwalk outside of Sully Library at the Ryan Center. And here is the exterior wall of the garden at the Central Library downtown. Special projects last year, we provided funding for the library's online Black Lives Matter and anti-racist resource guide, Understanding Black Experiences, which is housed on the Rock City Library website. For support during COVID, we helped provide virtual and online services, programs, and resources during the pandemic. When the library shut down in mid-March, we immediately pledged $30,000 for emergency library needs, which included hundreds of mobile Wi-Fi hotspot units, which Director Utaro spoke of earlier, and a year's worth of librarian live chat reference service. And recently, we just secured $61,000 from the United Way Community Crisis Fund for library air quality improvements and extra security for staff and patron health and safety. So what's next? The Rundle Terrace revitalization will be completed in fall of 2021. Here are a couple of lovely artist renderings of what that may look like. That is the beautiful terrace by Broad Street. So, can you help? Yes, you can. Secure online gifts can be made at FFRPL.org, and contributions to our annual campaign, and those letters will be in your mailboxes very soon, help fund critical projects now and throughout the year for the library. And coming right up on Tuesday, December 1st, it's Rock the Day. This year, we're raising funds to establish an archive of Rochester's Black history and culture, which will be located in Central Library's Local History and Genealogy Division. As always, you can learn more at ffrpl.org about the impact of your gifts on the library, and at rockcitylibrary.org for the Rochester Public Library. More than you think. Finally, thank you again for all your support over the last 10 years and the last 10 decades for our beautiful community jewel, the Rochester Public Library. Thank you.